Hello class, welcome to lesson 16 where our topic we'll be speaking about is symmetry, and specifically symmetry on a coordinate plane, symmetry between 2 points on a graph. Sometimes that's also called reflection, but today that's what we're looking at, lesson 16. Here is the top half if you want to go ahead and zoom in there. Here is the bottom half for those of us copying. Okay. Alrighty. Now, this lesson may be a little bit tricky, and it's going to take us to use our imagination here as we look at the coordinate plane and how 2 points can share a line of symmetry. But let's go ahead and take a look at the question to get started. We see here what we hope to be able to answer at the end of the lesson is, what happens if 2 ordered pairs have opposite x and or y coordinates? Okay, so to give you an example of that, so if we have 2 ordered pairs, so let's maybe start with 4, 5 is an ordered pair, and then the question said, what if those ordered pairs have opposite x and or y coordinates? So let me come over here. So we have 4, 5. What if one of the other ordered pairs was the opposite of the original set? Okay, so if you notice here, the x coordinates are opposites. So you got 4 and -4, which are opposites. We want to know, what does that mean on the graph? What do we know is going to happen? And I think the best way to figure out what's going to happen is to give it a shot. So our answer to this question says those 2 points, the first set of ordered pairs and the second set of ordered pairs, share a line or an axis of symmetry. We use line and axis sometimes interchangeably. Okay, so these 2 points on the number line, 4, 5 and -4, 5, are going to share a line of symmetry once we place them on the graph. So let's come back over here and keep plugging through our notes. First off, we must remember this, that opposite rational numbers have the same absolute value, aka the same distance from 0. They are just on opposite sides of 0. Okay, so if we come back here and we look at the ordered pairs we're working with, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these, see if I can rewrite it so there's not all this stuff. So we have 4, 5, and we have -4, 5. We remember that the 4 and the -4 have the same absolute value. Okay, these are both 4 units from 0. They're just on opposite sides. Okay, so make our way back over. In order to picture this, our task is to graph each point and identify the line or the lines of symmetry, sometimes written as a line of reflection. So the example we'll be working with is as follows. What is the line of symmetry between -1, -3 and 1, -3? So if you notice here, in our 2 ordered pairs, we have -1 and 1, which are opposites. Okay, so if we place those on the graph over here, this is my makeshift coordinate plane. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's not the worst. If we want to mark down -1, 3, which was our first ordered pair, we start at the origin, move -1 horizontally, and -3 vertically. So 1, 2, 3, and there's our point at -1, -3. Next, if we want to graph our 1, negative 3, we started at origin, move positive 1 on the horizontal line to here, and then move negative 3 on the vertical line, which is here. 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, negative 3. Let's go ahead and zoom back out and put this into context. Remember, the question is asking, what is the line of symmetry between these 2 points? Okay, so here we have our 2 points, and we want to know which line is directly in between the two, okay, which would give us our line of symmetry. And we see here that the y-axis is the axis or the line of symmetry because both points are 1 unit to the left and to the right. So remember, if we zoom back in here, in order to get these 2 points, we had to move 1 unit from our origin. And if our origin is in the middle, the negative 1 moves 1 unit to the left, positive 1 moves 1 unit to the right. So they are the same distance from this y-axis, which means this y-axis is our line of symmetry because they are equidistant from that line. Now, that is what we have here in the answer. Say the points are reflected over the y-axis. So if we were to take this coordinate plane that I drew here, and let's say we cut it out of this piece of paper that I drew it on, and so just this coordinate plane, if we cut it out and then we folded this piece of paper along the y-axis, these 2 points would match up with each other. So that is all we've got today for symmetry. The more we practice it, the more it'll begin to make sense. But the key is to remember that the line of symmetry is the line which is equidistant from each of the ordered pairs. So hopefully we'll be able to answer this question now. What happens if 2 ordered pairs have opposite x and or y coordinates? Thank you very much, and goodbye.